All right, inventory in Abbotsford is up just a smidge, only 65% for January. So I'm going to be breaking down the stats today, giving you some thoughts and opinions. Starting off with the Abbotsford market as a whole. And as you can see, I think we actually went up slightly in price. Yeah, the HPI ticked up about $6,000. So this is currently what we're looking at right now for the current chart, right? If we look at total inventory, we bounced up a little bit about, what is that, 80 homes. If you look at new listings, look at this. However, if you can see, like in the past, we always tick up at the start of the year quite drastically. However, this year, wow, we almost did this entire move up that we typically get during the spring months all in 1 month. Like our max last year was 555 listings in April. That was the highest we went. We're already at 432 at the start of February. So it looks like if this continues, we're going to have a lot more listings coming on market in the spring. That being said, a lot of this is probably inventory from last year because we had a lot of new listings come on the market last year. A whole bunch of them didn't sell. People probably canceled them at the end of the year last year or terminated them. And now a lot of those are getting relisted. So we'll have to see what happens in February. But obviously, if this continues, the outlook is not that of a good one. Now, sales went from 158 down to 111. Sales to actives is sitting at 13%, which is technically a balanced market, but being very close to a buyer's market. Now, on to detached. So we are setting lower lows, but also lower highs. So something that I've been hearing get touted across social media platforms, people are being like, oh yeah, this is a classic bear flag continuation pattern, right? And just to show you guys what a bear flag is, this is like a stock market pattern that traders will use, right? So like if you're going to trade a bear flag and the price is this is pretty much what we're trading as right now, higher lows and lower highs, right? If you were going to trade this in the stock market, you would probably set a sell order right below this trend line, and then you'd have your stop loss right above it. So you'd be betting, you'd be wanting to open up a short right here to capitalize on this move down, because basically the move down is typically the same size as the original move down. So this is what traders will do in the stock market. However, this isn't the stock market. So I don't know how much validity I want to give to this being a bear flag. I think one of the main differences between stocks and real estate is that people need to own real estate, right? They need to live in their house. They can't just sell it most of the time, right? In the stock market, you don't need to own Apple stock. You can just, if you don't like the direction of this stock, you can just go buy another stock, right? I just don't know, kudos to those people who are saying this, because at least they're educated enough to know what a bear flag is. But I don't know if I would be trading real estate based on oh, this is a classic bear flag continuation pattern. And if we look at the RSI, we're overbought. And then if I pull up the Fibonacci retracement, we're trading at the 513. And if we go down to the 62.8, and I don't think that's a thing in real estate, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating. And I think too, when you talk about stocks, patterns like this almost become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if everybody is trading the same pattern, right? If all the algorithmic bots see this pattern and they're all set to trade this pattern, and all the day traders are watching this pattern form, then everybody's not going to be buying here. Everybody's just going to be setting up sell orders right here. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because there's no buy pressure, right? So I don't know how many people are out there being like, oh yeah, I'll open a position on Abbotsford detached homes when it drops below the 6138. You get what I'm saying, all right? So here we are, detached homes. We look at the 5-year chart. We are up slightly, $12,000 okay? If we look at inventory, again, a small tick up, only about 40 homes. New listings, again, that is a lot of new listings. We went about 126 new listings in 1 month. If we look at last year, we only had about 71 new listings. So almost double the amount of new listings that we had last year, up 73% from the month before it. Sales went down to 48 sales. So, we had 197 new listings and only 48 sales. So basically an extra 150 homes on the market that we didn't have last month. Sales ratio is 11%. That sucks. That's a buyer's market, right? It should hopefully go up next month, but we will have to see what happens. Now, on to apartments. Apartments apparently have been performing very well. And I mean, if you go try to find a decent one-bed condo on the market right now in Abbotsford, like there is nothing. Like there's pretty much nothing to choose from. There's like 2 or 3 condos that I'd recommend somebody buy for the one beds. 2 beds, there's more inventory. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense because there's just not a lot out there. But prices went up $4,000. Inventory up 13. New listings again. Sheesh. That's about 85 new listings right there. What did we get last year? 50. About 50 last year and about 85 this year. So 43%. Sales, of course, went down 43. So we had 85 new listings, 43 sales. That's not that bad. It's a 50% sales ratio. And then 18% sales ratio. So again, that's a balanced market. Now, if we look at townhomes, this is probably the healthiest chart. Like townhomes have just been performing so well in the Fraser Valley. We're getting lower lows and higher highs in the townhome market, which is good to see. However, prices actually went down slightly, $1,000. Inventory went up 25 homes, new listings. Again, we see 52 new listings and only 18 sales. Sales to actives ratio is at 11. Wow. 11. When was it this bad before? 10. You have to go all the way back to basically 2014 to see a sales ratio this bad. So 11 years. This is the worst seller's market for a townhome in Abbotsford since about 2014 right now. But yeah, if we just go back to the detached chart here, we can see, you know, it looks like we've hit a bottom, you know, for at least the next couple months, maybe, right? I mean, obviously there are a lot of new listings coming to market, so we will have to see what happens. But, you know, like I've said in previous videos, real estate typically trends one way until it doesn't anymore. So, you know, maybe we get another month of it ticking up before it rolls back over and we continue this trend of lower highs and lower lows is what looks like is probably going to happen on this chart. But overall, I still remain pretty positive for detached homes over the long term. And I think in the short term, there isn't a lot of downside ahead. Again, I could be wrong, barring unemployment rising like crazy or a black swan event or something like that. But I mean, like if you want to bear flag this out and take this part of the pattern and then drag it down over here, like, you know, if you take this part of the pattern, you know, you're looking at a sale price like somewhere like all the way down here. Like you're looking at like a $700,000 detached home. And I don't know. I personally don't think I mean, anything's possible. I just don't think it's likely. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a very improbable scenario, especially with how much the Canadian dollar has been devalued. You're talking about like detached homes losing like 85% of their value on like a real inflation adjusted basis. So I don't really know how plausible that is. But anyways, there's your update for Abbotsford. We got a lot of new listings on the market, a ton of inventory coming, and we're gonna have to see what plays out in February, because if this new listing trend continues, it's not looking too hot at the moment, to be completely honest with you. And if you want to chat with me about buying or selling in Abbotsford, you can book a call with me using the link in my description. Otherwise, appreciate you guys. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you.